Nice. Easy clap. Addiction. And we get explosive concoction damage, arc chains, and additional time. I mean, I bought a hubris circlet, right? So I think... I don't think wave conviction is that in those concoction. I mean, fast as fuck is playing that, but I don't think it's becoming meta. So I'd say we're just gonna throw an additional arc on it, tell it as it is. They just activated fucking turbo mode and just ran me over, like... Oh! Oh! 1.7x, dude. I just got ghosted. The fuck? Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, update number 2 of my Sentinel League Start, the build progression on Essence Drain, Contagion, Occultist, currently level 88, MB Exile, and today we did the conversion to low life. So now we're a low life Essence Drain character using pain attunement, and it was quite some investment based on regrets to get rid of all of the bottom side, all the life nodes, and now trying to figure out some way of building it as of right now. The way, or at least the start off to do the transition was the decision to get a Viridius Veil plus a double magic ring for getting the monsters the damage of enemy hitting you is unlucky, means you get hit twice and the lower roll counts for being the hit and the higher roll gets discarded. Then you're hex proof, so no more curses and no extra damage from critical strikes. An item that I love to use like almost every single league, gives you so much quality of life when it comes to the layers of defense. I'm rolling my shafts with a combination of a Presence of Chayular. Not that I really need the stun immunity or the chaos resistance. I mean, chaos resistance I'm quite fine here, 68, almost res capped on the chaos resistance. So overall, getting more layers of defense. Finally did fix my Flask setup and some other small shenanigans, which I'm going to talk about in a bit. When it comes to the Atlas progression, I think we stopped yesterday on like 40 maps or something like that. And now we're looking at 100 maps of 115. So I'm certainly sure that tomorrow we're gonna finish the Atlas. I'm doing all the 115 maps, plus then starting to fight against the pinnacle bosses and unlocking all the favorite map slots. But more of them in a bit. Let's do, I think, a map showcase. Let's just run any like mineral pools map, tier 12 map. Just a showcase on how the build currently looks like. In my opinion, it's more tanky than it used to be, or at least like yesterday. Still not where I want it to be, right? So we have barely 5,000 energy shield, and I'm really like going all in, taking all the mirrors here, right? And then on top of that, using my sentinels, and this is like how I'm kind of playing the game. Pretty rippy, and I did lose quite some experience today as well. But overall, as you see, the tankiness is getting somewhere. It's not as bad as it used to, but still we're working on the damage aspect as well as the defense. As I said, not done yet, but getting somewhere. But yeah, these Sentinels, this is like a weird... I have a weird relationship to Sentinel. In one hand, okay. In one hand, I want to use them all the time, but every time I just pop them within a league mechanic, whether it's like Delirium, whether it's like Blight, or at least Legion, or whatever League mechanic that comes up to my mind, I'm always like, yo, this is perfect to blow up all my Sentinels, right? But what happens most of the time, as you just saw, I just get blown up. Because, like, Arch Nemesis monsters are ridiculously powerful, as we already know. I think they got nerfed twice already. But they are still, like, the Sentinels are doing some crazy stuff with it. And, yeah, it happens. This is, like, the usual map that I run. I'm not really disappointed at all in the build. I'm actually think, like, since I know what's to come for the next couple of upgrades, the next, like, 5, 6 Exalts or whatever I'm going to find. If I will finally find an Exalt, man, I still haven't gotten a single Exalt, and not even a mirror or a shard or anything. I did find, oh shit, I did find a Void Battery though today that I sold for, I think, 1.5 Exalts, which was pretty fine. And therefore, that was basically the turning point when I said, like, after this sell, I'm going low life now. And so I basically almost doubled my damage. As I said, like, could be more, will be more, but I already did some Guardians, and they work out, so I feel confident of defeating all the Pinnacle bosses. Doing some changes here and there with my setups here. For example, I had a Wither Totem like yesterday, and now I swapped in a Bane in a Falling, utilizing Temp Chains, Punishment, and Despair. And the way I'm actually using this is every time I find like a rare pack, I'm trying to get my Essence Drain off and then throw a Bane on the tankiest monster, which in this case is here this Arakali Touched Essence monster. Yo, I mean, that's a surely rippy monster here. Okay, challenge done with Arakali Touched monsters. Why not, I guess. But as you see, like, once you're not using Sentinels, once you're not in the middle of, like, a League mechanic, you're doing absolutely fine. I know it's always, like, a little bit awkward when you do, like, a map showcase showing off your build, but the difference here is, first of all, the build is not done. Second, I'm not trying to convince anybody to play Essence Drain Contagion. I'm just gonna showcase off what I'm currently doing, you know. Like, if the build would be done and it's performing better, and I see, like, okay, this build is something that can do all, or that will get you through all the endgame content, including all the Pinnacle or the Uber Pinnacle bosses, then yeah, then I will definitely try to make a better showcase, right? But as a, like, work of progress, I don't really mind. Also gonna talk a little bit about my Atlas strategy of right now. I mean, it's pretty generic. You know, all things that give you map sustain or higher level of drop maps, basically. And then I started to opt in the strong boxes. Then I followed it up with, I think it was Shrine as the second one. And the third one, I think I started to opt in the Harbingers. Not because I like Harbingers, but I thought, like, yo, tomorrow I'm gonna be done with my Atlas anyways, hopefully at least, if I'm not struggling too much. And then I'm gonna revamp the entire Atlas passive tree and start doing some actual strategies with, like, most likely gonna be some mix of Delirium and Legion and Breach and something like that. So, you know, the points that I currently get, I just throw in wherever I feel comfortable with, right? So, but yeah. As of the Essence Drain Contagion setup, it's just so good to play this build. I just really need some more AoE. Help. Monsters, big damage. I think, like, so I'm not able to do a full Legion clear at once. And this is, in one hand, I have too low damage. I have too low skill effect duration. So my Essence Drain currently only lasts for like 5.2 seconds, which is not that great either. So it's always a combination of AoE, as well as damage, as well as the skill effect duration, just to make sure that your Essence Drain will last a certain amount of time to get through the entire Legion and actually kill stuff, so your Essence, as your Contagion actually can spread, right? Not even sure what my duration on Contagion is for the spread, but I think it's pretty much the same as the Contagion. Let me see. Contagion is 8 seconds, so it is longer than Essence Drain, but basically Contagion is not what's killing, it's Essence Drain, right? Good. Quick overview here on my Atlas passive tree. The typical thing that I did in the start, going up here, taking all the map sustain enhancing things like shaping the seas. Then we have shaping the valleys, as well as shaping the mountains and shaping the skies. Better safe than sorry. And then I started to block out the league mechanics that I don't want to deal with. Then I opted in some more Nico strong boxes. Here I started to empowering the Lyrium a little bit. Taking the stream of consciousness, like this weird keystone here. Just because I'm too lazy and I don't want to spend currency at the moment to choose my maps while progressing, right? Some harbingers here, some harbingers there. Here are some more strongbox nodes, and that's basically it. The next 15 points, I have no idea. Probably, I think I'm currently working my way up to these like Legion nodes over here. But as I said, this is probably the last day, or at least tomorrow will be the last day of having this kind of atlas, and then I'm gonna revamp everything and go for an actual farming strategy. Good. When it comes to the items, what items did I get today? What items did I upgrade? Path of Building is in the description below if you don't want to wait. And let's open this decks over here. No Mage Blood card. That's unfortunate. So, Viridis Veil with Discipline, Defiance Banner, Pure Development, and Determination reserved on my mana. Then we have Arrogance, Clarity, and Malevolence on my life pool to get low life. The Press of Chayula, double magic ring with a crafted minimum frenzy charge here with both with the Delve modifier, or is it Temple modifier with ES and %ES, which is pretty fine. I got a pretty good Convoking Van today for 100 chaos, I think. I think it's pretty snipe. We have spell damage, we have a good amount of cast speed, we have all spells, we have chaos skills, we have projectile speed, which is nice for essence drain, and we have a crafted suffix, which is chaos.multi, so I think I don't have to worry too much about replacing the wand. The gloves are still the same with life. I should actually start trying new stuff with like more energy shield on my gloves, on my belt, for example, the boots, and so on. But overall, it's fine. Light, infused channeling, avoid manipulation, and control destruction for some more single target. Bane, temp chains, punishment, and despair for debuffing the enemy. Based on triple curse, I did my Ubalab today for malediction, 1 additional curse, plus the Whispers of Doom for an additional curse, and 1 is natural, so I have the 3 curse setup going on over here. For the flasks, I have a granite flask, a silver flask, quartz flask, sulfur flask, and a quicksilver flask for cast speed. Then here I have a reduced mana cost, 3% life regen, which is then energy shield regen based on Zealot's Oath. Then we have some onslaught with movement speed, and the granite with some increased armor. When it comes to the skill tree, what did I adapt here? Other than just revamping tree, I got an intuitive leap here to get like some spell block and some maximum mana basically, and here's some mana. Here I took some notes for ES and mana regeneration because I really had some troubles or issues sustaining my mana, right? So if I was like casting Blight or shooting multiple essence drains, it took like quite a while to get back on mana, but now after the revamp, after going low life, it's not a problem anymore with these kind of notes. Then Pain Attunement, some mana reservation here, here, and over here because we reserve so many auras. Then we have just some rare jewels. Here we have the Spreading Rod with Corrupting Blood immunity for inflicting Withered. So that's why I said like I don't need to run my Wither totem anymore because I'm applying Wither based since I'm a cultist and with spamming Blight with the Spreading Rod. And then the triple curse will be a massive bonus for damage and survivability when I start doing pinnacle bosses. Good. Other than that, nothing too fancy. As I said, Path of Building link is in the description below if you want to take a look. Good. What about Sentinels? So I still use the Sentinels the same way as I did yesterday, which is the most rippiest way. I go into a map, I wait until the complete screen is full of monsters. I pop all three Sentinels at once. Then I usually die 1 or 2 times and then I clear off the stuff, right? This is how I currently handle it. And there is one thing that I think is a bit weird. I know you can combine the depleted ones or the full ones with some power cores. I don't really bother with this too much because I just use this as a side thing, right? This is the way I skilled it right now. But to be honest, I'm almost there on the 30 power unit, so I could finalize my entire tree. But let's take a look. I have 30 red ones, 30 blue ones, 30 yellow ones. And now let's take a look at my quad tabs. Like, if we go here, Sentinel, take a look on how many Sentinels do I have. I have like hundreds of freaking Sentinels, and I don't even know. Like, I drop like 3-4 Sentinels per map. And you have like a couple charges, so this holds like for 10 maps, this holds 7 maps, this holds like 8 maps, you know. So I can use all 3 Sentinels like for 8 maps, but I'm getting so many Sentinels back, and there is no way you get that many power cores to supply those, right? I don't really bother with it too much in terms of like crafting, like what is the best ones. I'm just using it, right? If one is depleted, I just take my Sentinel locker and just replace it like that, and I keep on mapping, right? This is the current way that I'm doing it, which is definitely the wrong way to do it. But bro, like, what am I going to do with all these Sentinels, man? At some point, probably when I've done all the challenges and I'm not into Sentinels, which I'm not really sure. I heard it's really good. I haven't gotten a single Exile drop yet, not even like anything that I would call valuable, at least out of a Sentinel or a Sentinel and powered mobs. So I'm like questioning like if it's good or not. I'm using it wrong, I do know that, but if I find out that it's not the kind of league mechanic that I enjoy, then I'm thinking about like just removing them from my loot filter, because they're just filling up my dump taps, and there is no way that I have like Sentinels for the next 3 weeks already, you know, without even picking up one more. So this is kind of a little bit of a weird thing, especially like you have to like manually move them into your stash, since my Sentinel locker is already full, right? Good. What is the next steps? Basically getting currency. I spent probably 2 exalts just trying to get all my flasks correctly with like spamming alts, getting some decent modifiers. I still have to work on like replacing my gloves, my belt, my boots. I need a better shield. And then we're pretty much set, I think, for pinnacle bosses. I'm not really too sure how much single target DPS I have. This is the current POV. I haven't done any calculations, because as long as I'm not doing like endgame content, or where I would say I'm feeling comfortable like showing the build on the current state, I don't even have cluster jewels, where we all know, or at least people that play chaos.builds know that cluster jewels are like very strong. I need like 1 cluster jewel set up over here, and I want to get 1 cluster jewel over here as well, right? So leveling up would be nice. Then definitely completing the entire Atlas, and then starting, like in the best case scenario tomorrow, finishing Atlas and unlocking all the map favorites, and then basically come up with a mapping strategy, or at least with an Atlas passive tree in that case. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow or in the next video. See you in the next video. Yeah, that's my take, right? Peace out.